I feel like my next few videos are definitely going to be about this toxic call out thing that we've been doing, like for mental health, right? To cut toxic things out of your life, toxic people, toxic this, toxic that, which it's a good thing, right? But I think that a lot of people have lost sight of a very important point about this whole toxic thing and like toxic people and their toxic tendencies. And like you realize that you have toxic tendencies too, right? Yes, you, whoever you are. If you are breathing and watching this video, you have toxic tendencies. Like everybody, everybody does. I don't believe that it means in particular that you are overall a toxic person. I think that if you let those toxic tendencies govern your behavior like most of the time, especially when it has to do with like other people, then I think that's what makes a person toxic. But you realize that like if you are living and breathing and you're a human, you have toxic tendencies. And just like you have, I hope this mic is working, just like you have an obligation to cut toxic people out of your life, and call out when people are being toxic to you. You also have an obligation to know what your toxic tendencies are, identify them, work on them. Not saying that you have to be perfect, but it's very it's very fallible to assume that you can do no wrong and that it's only people around you that have the potential of being toxic. You've got to remember that you have that you have there's that possibility for you as well, because you don't want to be that toxic person in someone else's life. You very well could be if you're not watching out for those toxic tendencies. You very well could already be that person, because you're looking externally at everything. You're looking at externally for like toxicity, and you're not looking internally at all. I'm pretty sure like extroverts, we probably do this a lot, because focusing on the outside world. But like a lot of people, like attribute like things that happen to them are mostly external things, and a lot of them are. But remember that like there's like you make mistakes too. Like you do bad things too. You do fuck shit. You do. That's just human nature. It's really just human nature. And it is your responsibility to identify them with the help of whatever, friends, a therapist, whatever. Listen to what people are, sorry, that was a bug. Listen to what people are telling you. Pay attention to how people feel around you, and especially if they're like legitimately telling you something, and they're people that you care about, because, like I said, I feel like that is a piece that is not often talked about. Like I said, it's always somebody else, right? It can't always be somebody else. Like sometimes it's your fault. Like sometimes you fucked up. Like it's you. Like yeah. Like sometimes, oh no, it's not somebody else. It's not someone else's fault all the time. Sometimes it's your fault, and that's a hard pill to swallow, right? But I think that there's a lot of accountability conversations that's kind of missing from mental health, the mental health awareness discussion or the mental health awareness realm. There are a lot of accountability pieces missing, because a lot of the time, like, and of course this is part of it, like focusing on like what made you this way, like why are you this way, processing your trauma and everything, explaining why you do the things that you do, taking away that stigma so we don't have to feel bad about being diagnosed with shit. Because when you have a diagnosis, honestly, it makes it easier for you to pinpoint what exactly is going on with you, so you can try and fix it. Of course, all that is so important. It's also important to highlight the fact that once you figure out what the fuck is wrong with you, it is now your responsibility to do everything within your power to fix it, or to at least control it as much as you fucking can. Having a mental illness does not excuse you from not being harmful or not being toxic. It doesn't give you that right, you know. Cue the John Walker stands. But yeah, I feel like that it is very important that we do not forget, when we are talking about toxic people and we're talking about cutting toxic things out of our lives, that has to also include our behaviors, our toxic behaviors, because they can be harmful to other people and they can be harmful to you. They can eat you up inside. But it's very foolish to assume that it's everyone else around you. Like, everyone else around you they have the potential to be toxic, and it's not you. It's never you. That's not true. That's dumb. It really, really could be you. So, so whatever you got to do to figure that out, whether you got to go to therapy, whether you've got to ask somebody, hey, have I ever done anything to hurt you? Or, did I hurt your feelings when I did X, Y, Z? Whatever you've got to do to figure out what that is, I strongly encourage that you do that, and then try not to do that shit as often or ever again. More like ever again, because you will fuck up, right? But shoot for the stars. So yeah, identify your toxic traits, because if you don't and assume that it's everyone else's fault, then you could become that toxic person that we talk about having to get rid of. Oop. I know it's hard to hear, but it's true, right?